Hello, everybody, and welcome one, welcome all. I came out very quickly this time. I was ready for stream. I absolutely did not have the outro screen up beforehand. That never happened. No, I came prepared. I didn't take me like halfway through the intro to realize that, hey, that's not the right screen. That's the ending screen. People are gonna get confused. No. I'm prepared for these things. I prepare. Oh, welcome everybody. Welcome. Welcome one, welcome all. Welcome to the stream. My stream. The stream that is this stream. Improv Story Monday. That's what I was trying to say. I'm Little Old Red in case you're new here and or forgot the name of the channel you clicked on. And hope your day's going well. Hope your week's going well. And if not, hopefully this stream of mine will turn all around for you. We sadly, these streams, I'm trying to find a way, if there's some way to disable it, to get ads not to appear on stream, because it's either going to be pre-rolls or, you know, no pre-rolls. And I can't, but you're gonna get pre-rolls or you're gonna get ads during the stream. And I don't know, for these improv story streams, Because, like, obviously, I'm going to be telling a story for majority of it. I don't want that story to get, like, interrupted. So, well, hold on. Maybe it wouldn't. Maybe we timed it perfectly. Maybe it wouldn't. Okay. Sorry, I'm just thinking. I'm thinking aloud. I'm trying to think. So maybe we do that next time. We'll have ads. We'll have ads running for the stream, so you don't have to deal with pre-rolls. Because I noticed at one point, because I have a little viewer counter on Twitch, it went up to 7 and then went down to 3, probably because of the pre-rolls. And so I was like, oh no! And so yeah, I think I'm gonna remove those next time. But like I said before, I hope your day's going well. I hope your week's going well. And today, if you can't tell, I have more energy. You wanna know why? Because I got a coffee. I always probably get a coffee before a stream. Like, just because I have school earlier today. So, like, I got it this morning, like, 6:15. I was like, don't want to get up. But I will. And I got up and did school and stuff like that. It was a pretty uneventful day, but I always feel kind of tired afterwards. So, I was like, I need a coffee to get energy for this stream. But because I do that, I end up, like, I naturally get more energetic for stream. And so, like, I will just be like, you can kind of see it. I'm more bouncy. I'm talking more fast. I'm more, yeah. yeah. I don't know how else to describe it. Yeah. I got a bounce to me today. That's the truth of it. But I'm excited. I'm excited for this stream. I'm looking forward to it. It's an idea that I had yesterday. I had this idea yesterday. Like most of my ideas. Believe it or not, majority of my ideas come, like the improv story streams, they come like the day before. Like I just have them like, well, why don't we do that? And then I go off of that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. I'm really excited for it. And yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy to be here. I will say, I did accidentally forget to raise the outro sign. So for half of the intro, it just said, thanks for coming to the show. And I don't know if people got scared off because of the ads or because of that. But we have tech issues here sometimes. One of these days, I'm going to forget to turn off my mic. Like my mic audio, so you are going to hear probably live on camera just my mic test, which isn't like testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3. No. That's too sophisticated for me. This is my mic test. Yep. And I see that, and I see the little bar on OBS. Like, okay, yeah, it's working. And that's my mic test for the day. Very funny to me, but anyway, I'll pull out the puppet. Open the puppet. Dim the lights in the theater. I've been blabbering on. I think we can get into the story now. I think we are officially allowed to do that. Not that we weren't allowed to do that before, but I just had some things to say, some things to talk about, some things to say to the world, for the world to know. Because the more you know, the more you know. That's what they say. The more you know, the more you know. Really is something. Okay, let's get into it, shall we? So, this story starts at my house. Technically, I'll start at my house because that's a familiar setting. We don't stay there very long. But it starts at my house, and I decided, you know what I'm going to do today? I'm going to go into town, and I am going to get myself a pumpkin. It's starting to get to that time of year. I like to grab my pumpkins early. But it's starting to get to that time of year where you need the pumpkins and you carve them and all that stuff. And so I thought to myself, you know what? I'm going to go into town and I'm going to do that. I'm going to grab myself a pumpkin. And so I did. I walked into town, I walked down, and I walked off to the grocery store, and I stopped in front of it and saw that there were no pumpkins there. And I kind of thought to myself, huh, strange. They usually pumpkins here. This is the pumpkin place. This is where pumpkins usually are. And I walked down to the pumpkin patch and I saw no pumpkins there either. And I walked around and not a single pumpkin. And yet I was so focused in the moment that it took me so long to even realize that not only were there no pumpkins around here, but there was also not a single living soul or dead one. Even the ghosts were gone. And I was thoroughly perplexed. I was looking around and where did they go? Hello? Anybody there? Hello? I kind of heard my voice echo off. Hello? 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 And from the distance, I heard a deep rumbling sound. It was like, that must be people. All these people like doing like a deep rumbling thing. It's a big surprise, something. And so I started to head off in that direction. And I noticed that it wasn't people. In fact, it was a large parade of pumpkins rolling down the street, signs on their stems, holding them up and just saying, "Stop the carving! Stop the carving!" And I kind of looked at all this, just, what in the world is going on? And somehow from that, they managed to hear me, and every pumpkin turned to me instantly. And all looked at me and just like, "Get them!" And they all started to charge. And it was terrifying. You ever had a bunch of pumpkins roll at you at top speed? Those things can trample you. They might not look tough, but by golly, they are. And so I, being the sensible pig that I was, did the most logical thing. I was brave. I knew what I was going to do. I knew the best plan. So I looked at this pumpkin, just, and I started to run off in the opposite direction, screaming, "Ah!" And they chased me all throughout the town. They were very persistent pumpkins. You know, despite being like just a bunch of pumpkins rolling, they are very, very persistent. And they chased me, and eventually I saw the mall in the distance. And I quickly ran up there, and luckily, well, actually not luckily, the door was locked. And I didn't know where else to turn. And so I quickly started to bang on the door and say, "Hey, anybody in there?" And the pumpkins were getting closer and closer to me. But someone quickly ran up to the door, opened it, threw me inside and locked it behind them. And all the pumpkins just kind of piled up in front of the door. And I just stood there, just, those are the most crazy pumpkins I've ever seen in my entire life. Yeah, well, pal, we kind of got up a little late today, so this has been going on all morning. You're telling me all these pumpkins have been chasing people around town all morning? Yeah, we're all kind of located in this mall. It's a miracle you actually came here. What in the world? What is going on? What is happening? Why are all the pumpkins suddenly rebelling? Didn't you read the signs, buddy? They want us to stop carving. Stop carving? And I turned around and saw a large group of people all huddled in the mall, all together, trying to keep each other company, all kind of afraid a little bit, afraid of the pumpkins and what they could do. But they all stood there and sat together, and we were all kind of huddled up, and a large man, a very strong man, looked like he carved a lot of pumpkins, came up and just said, "That's right, pal. Yeah, those pumpkins out there don't seem to like us very much when we carve them. They seem to have rebelled and gone against us. And now they're out there and we're stuck in here." So, this happened this morning. They all just managed to make signs and stuff this morning. Well, no, apparently they've been plotting this for several months in advance in anticipation for October. This is, the Grand Rebellion, you see. The Grand Rebellion? The Grand Pumpkin Rebellion? Yes, the Grand Pumpkin Rebellion. Just like the ones in the prophecies? I'm sorry, the prophecies? Yeah, the Grand Pumpkin Rebellion. You never heard about the prophecies? My great-grandpa war veteran pig found it. He was an archaeologist war veteran. He went back and digging in old ancient stuff. He did? I mean, I never thought there would be a Great Pumpkin Rebellion prophecy. Well, let me tell you the story. Let me tell you the story that he would always tell me. It was back in the olden days. I can remember it now. Don't you have like a harp or something they could play? I mean, like, I don't think a flashback quite works if you don't have a harp. I got one! Right, thank you, Mr. Mall Refugee, sir. If you can play that harp for me, it would be really appreciated. Yeah, no problem. Okay, this is your mouth. You're making mouth noises. I can do without the harp, I think. A little wavy lines and just back to the past. And my old grandpappy always told me the stories of back when I was digging in the old archaeology sites. We found a very mysterious cave painting. The caveman who carved pumpkins and smashed them to bits. They hated the pumpkins, so they carved them in pieces. But one day, the pumpkins had enough and caused a great rebellion. But then along came a grand savior who found peace between the pumpkins and the people. And this is a prophecy that was said to go on for many years to come, and will continue to happen to the end of the days, until eventually every pumpkin out there is safe from the clutches of mankind and all other kinds, in which we can have peace, at least for every 5,000 years or so. And I still remember that story vividly, because that's the only interesting story you ever knew how to tell. He didn't have that career for very long. In fact, he didn't have any careers for very long. He was just not the most exciting guy. So he just tells the same story over and over again, and eventually it kind of just stuck in my head. Well, that's actually kind of sad a little bit. It is kind of sad, but I think it's very prevalent for this situation, so I'm not complaining too much. Alright, well, with that pumpkin story, I think we gotta find this kind of savior who's gonna help us, because, like I said, those pumpkins out there, they're rebellious. They're out for blood. I mean, they didn't seem to harm anybody. They just kind of chased me down. Yeah, well, they chased us all in here. Well, probably because they're all angry. They're all angry at you guys and angry at us for carving them. So, tell you what, I always help people with things. I haven't done anything today yet. I'll go out there. I'll go help them. And hopefully, we can all get along. Hey, do you want me to, play the end flashback music? Because I know we're no longer in the flashback, but you never did, the wavy lines or, the harp again. Oh yeah, we can do that. Okay, flashback over. I'm gonna go help them. Wait, was I in the flashback? No, there was no real flashback. It was an improvised flashback. Okay? Do you think flashbacks are real? No. No, it's just you stand there and you look off in the distance and somehow wavy lines appear in front of you. It's really magical. It's very hard to harness the power of flashbacks. I have yet to master it. Okay? Leave me alone about my flashbacks. All right, geez, man. Geez, I'll leave you alone. Thank you. Doing your flashbacks, you people. All right, I'll go talk to them. And I walked out the door. Then locked it again behind me. And I walked out, just trying to see if I could find the pumpkins. I heard the deep rumbling in the distance again. And I approached them. And I saw them passing by, all the pumpkins. And all waving their signs. And I looked at them and I said, "Hey! I come in peace. I would like to make like a treaty with you guys. We'll work this together." And all of the pumpkins once again quickly turned to me, and they all started to roll up towards me, but stopped directly in front of me. Luckily, I got really kind of scared there. I thought they were gonna charge me. So I was happy they didn't. And so I was like, okay, thank you for not charging me. Yeah, you're welcome. Oh, I didn't realize, pumpkins can talk. Yeah, well, you don't realize a lot of things about us. Now get on with it. We want to hear about this. Okay, I understand that you guys are upset. I completely get that. It's a very valid reason to be upset. People are carving you. It's not a very nice thing to do to you. I mean, yeah, they carve us, they take out all our guts, and they cut holes in our sides. Not even on our faces. They cut faces in our sides. I don't even know where our faces are. Look at Jimmy over there. He's got this little smiley face right on his back, carved right into him. And I turned over to Jimmy, and he looked at me with his little bit, yeah, he had his own face, kind of like an indent in the pumpkin that I could tell where his face was. And he did not seem very happy, despite the little smiley face on his backside. It just hurts. It's not happy at all. I'm really sorry about that, man. Okay, I'm here as a part of a treaty. I believe I am like the chosen one or something. And I really want to help you with you guys. And like, what do you mean chosen one? What does that mean? Oh yeah. I mean, I've just explained to the other guys, but it's like the old pumpkin prophecy. No, let me go into your flashback real quick. And a harp began to play in the background, and wavy lines appeared in front of them. And I just, you are a true master of flashbacks. You not only can go into your own flashbacks, but other people's. Man, why does the human people not care about you guys? You guys are awesome. Well, he's really the only one who could do it. This guy's awesome. I mean, I think the rest of you are pretty cool as well. I mean, I've never seen a talking pumpkin before, but dang, that's impressive. All right, I saw it, heard about the prophecy. So you think you can bring us together, create a kind of treaty between us? But what do you make you think that? We are pretty keen on getting rid of you guys and stopping you from scooping out our guts and stuff. Because let me tell you something, mister. Let me tell you something. And he kind of leaned in really close, as much as a pumpkin could, so I kind of had to lean in down towards him. And I just said, we are sick and tired of all this carving. Yeah, you said that already. I did? Yeah, you did. Okay, well, we're just tired of it. We want to stop. Okay, I'll try and figure something out. So I'm going to go back in to all the other people, and, hopefully they can settle on something. Here, I'll just yell to them and just, hey guys! And one of the humans kind of poke their head out from the mall, just, yeah? I want to stop the carving! Yeah, I think we pieced that together. But, can we? Oh, we need jack-o'-lanterns. No, you don't, you oafs! There's one of the pumpkins. We're trying to have a treaty here. Yeah, we do. It's for Halloween. No, you don't. We're perfectly fine being ourselves. We don't need to scoop our guts out at all. But I'm sure you don't have any nerves or anything. Plant nerves are different than human nerves. We don't like the scooping. Okay, let me talk with the boss man. And you quickly pop back in. And just pop back out. Yeah, boss man doesn't like that. He still wants to continue with the carving. Okay, guys. Maybe we can find like a substitute of some kind. Maybe after they cut you up and like scoop your guts out, they can put the guts back in and put everything back in place. No, can't do that. You can't put guts back. You take guts out, you put them back. It's not exactly gonna work. We could create new guts for you guys. New guts? Really? You're gonna create new guts for some pumpkins? How are you gonna do that? Well, I mean, we've had a lot of advancements in technology lately. I'm sure we can create some synthetic pumpkin guts of some kind. Really, pal? Synthetic pumpkin guts? Okay. You guys got any ideas? Well, I mean, are there any other things? Because, like, the jack-o'-lanterns just look nice. If we could get the pumpkins to look nice, then without, like, cutting them up, that could work. And I kind of looked at the pumpkins, and they kind of shrugged a little bit. Yeah, I could see that working. I said, okay, great. I think that'll work. I think we have a treaty here. Okay, how are we gonna spruce up these pumpkins somehow? What do you pumpkins like? What's something that you like? Well, it's a little embarrassing to say, but us pumpkins, we've never really tried on makeup before. It's always been an interesting thing for us pumpkins. You could style us up with makeup instead of actually carving us open. Oh, that's a good idea. Hey guys, you got any makeup? Yeah! Fantastic! Okay, this is really weird. I don't know why. You guys have like a bunch of makeup in there and a guy who makes harp noises instead of just having like, food and supplies. I guess it's a mall, so you got plenty in there already. Alright, I think we can settle on this. Alright, come on out. And the guy popped back in and to like let everyone know, but was quickly followed by a long silence. And I kind of looked at the door, just waiting. It's like, I'll be right back, guys. And I walked in. And I saw the doorman arguing with the main leader. And he was just, and I walked in and said, hey, buddy, okay, come on. Let's stop the arguing. What's happening here? Well, I heard that you want to help the pumpkins by giving them makeup instead of carving them. Yes, we do. Well, I say the pumpkins are just a bunch of little wussies and need to be carved to man up a little bit. Listen, man. You're stuck in the past with all these pumpkin carving. It's time to move on. Put some makeup on your pumpkins for once. Are you not a big makeup fan? Have you never tried it before? Well, no, I have not, and I don't plan to anytime soon. Well, listen, pal. I want to create a treaty between these pumpkins. Unless you want to be stuck in this mall for the rest of your days, then you are going to help us with these pumpkins. Do I make myself clear? Are you threatening me right now? How was that a threat? I just said, do I make myself clear? That's not a threat. I just said if you want to spend the... Well, I guess he did say you want to spend the rest of your life in this mall. So yes! Yes, I am threatening you, and I stand by it. And the man was about 3 times my size. And he walked up to me, and probably much stronger. Like, do you want to say that again? Well, you know, now looking at you, you're a little big there, but... You know what? Screw it. I will say it again. If you want to spend the rest of your life in this mall, then go ahead and try and stop us. But we're gonna put a bunch of makeup on pumpkins whether you like it or not, buddy old pal. Listen, buddy old pal. We are not buddies, old, or pals. But why'd you say it to me then? Because you said it to me first. Well, that doesn't make any sense, or is a very good reason. Well, listen, buddy old pal. I don't care. Well, I don't care either that you don't care that we aren't gonna put the, forgot what you're gonna say. Look, listen, man, I don't rehearse these things ahead of time. So you think I prepare for my angry speeches? No, I want to have happy speeches. I prepare for those. I don't prepare for the argument and angry speeches. No. Who wants to do that? No, I want to prepare for the happy speeches more than the angry ones. You know what, pal? I like that. I like that kind of living you're having there. I like that thought process. I think I should start doing that. Stop being so negative. You know what? Let's put some makeup on the pumpkins. Right? That's all it took to convince you. Just me messing up my speeches and saying I don't want to prepare for angry ones. Exactly. All it took to convince me. Okay, great. I am more than happy to hear that. That is wonderful news. Alright, let's go do this. And we went outside, all our makeup and mascara and stuff. And we ended up putting on a bunch of makeup for the pumpkins. And even stitched up some of the wounds. It wasn't really, like, the carving spots, the spots that were carved. It really didn't help too much because it was giant patches of it. But we managed to stick some other pumpkin guts and stuff in there and stitch it up to, like, at least make it seem more okay. And this year, when Halloween comes rolling around, there will be a bunch of pumpkins out on people's doorsteps, but they won't have their guts scooped out, or like any of that nasty stuff, or the tops cut off, or carved at all. No, there'll be a bunch of pretty pumpkins wearing some lipstick, mascara, and occasionally some nail polish on the stem. And people seem to love it. And so do the pumpkins as well. The end. That one was silly. I liked that one. That was a very silly story. I found it very fun. Yeah. I enjoyed that. I thoroughly enjoyed that. I also hope you all enjoyed that. Watching this stream and hanging out and watching and, you know, stuff. I couldn't think of any other words. Hanging out and watching. Those were the two things I was trying to say. And so thank you all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Do not leave yet. Don't leave quite yet. You might raid somebody. But also I do want to... Oh yeah. That form I just posted in the chat, both chats, both on YouTube and Twitch, whichever you're watching on right now, that is a Google form where you can submit your own improv story prompts for these exact streams. I will do them next. Whichever one's like first in line, I will do them. You can just put your Twitch or YouTube name. Just whatever you like, your display name, whatever you go by, whatever you want. And you leave that blank as well. You can be completely anonymous if you want. But you also can submit that and do that, and I'm stumbling over my words now. The story's over. But, and also, yeah, it's just like a little prompt afterwards. However many words you want, however. Like, it can be short, it can be long, and I will do that, and I will make that into a story. And so, yeah, feel free just to go fill that out if you feel so compelled. Do so. I might raid somebody because it's been a hot minute since we actually raided anybody on stream. I don't feel like that's a thing we've done in a while. So, actually, I think we only ever raided someone once. I think that's a thing. I should do that more often. How about we go raid? Let's raid Zen. She's live. Let's do that. And that one, start raid. There we go. So if you want, you can go do that. You can go raid Zen. But in the meantime, until next Friday when I'm back with more Silk Song, you all, I'll see you all. I'm head back out to space. If you're in space, I'll see you there. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Little Thoughts. It's up on YouTube. Sorry, my brain's all scrambled right now. Little Thoughts up on YouTube. Feel free to go watch that if you want. But in the meantime, I'm headed back out to space. In space, I'll see you there. And if not, then I won't. And I'll see you next time instead. And I hope you have a nice rest of your week. Until then, bye-bye. Have fun. Have fun on the stream. Zen stream. Bye-bye.